the national logistic policy, will certainly help to create a fundamental shift, if I may say, in terms of how the India is perceived from a logistics standpoint there. And these initiatives will complement the optimistic sentiment as well, which is coming in the industry. As you can see that there are certain challenges that the country or the logistics sector in the country is facing. Are key, if I talk about 2-3 of them, so then our logistics costs continue to be at 13 to 14% of the GDP, which is certainly very higher compared to the global average of 8%. Also, this is creating currently a competitiveness gap of almost 180 to 190 billion dollars. And as we kind of move forward on it, if this continues to be like that, then this gap would go up to like a $500 billion or $500 billion by 2030 there. And some of it is also getting driven entirely by the model mix that we have today, which is kind of skewed very heavily towards road transport and resulting in higher turnaround time, carbon emission, which is one of the areas which is getting debated or spoken a lot as well in the logistics sector, with the carbon emissions aspect of it there, and also noise pollution and the accidents part of it there. And if you look at it, what I said, we have the skew over the road transport. So 71% of the freight distribution is happening through the road transport, while the overall you say that the railway continues to be dominant in other countries, but India we have that as a declining share for railways, and it's gone down to 18% in 2020. Average travel time, or other average distance traveled by trucks as well, is at 300 kilometers per day compared to a global average of 500 to 800 kilometers per day. We are also lagging behind, the turnaround time at the ports, so which is globally is about 0.97 days. We are at 2.59 days as an average around it in FY20. And also not only the handling at the port, but logistics to kind of get to the port as well from the manufacturing facility. Bottom part of the slide suggests that in terms of China, Vietnam, Bangladesh is kind of almost less than 1 day or 1 day kind of a thing maximum, but we take almost 7 to 10 days for shipments to happen. These are average times, so there would be certain differences based on where the manufacturing capacity is. If it's next to the port, then there would be some changes as well in that area. We can move to the next slide, Siddharth, please. Thank you. With this, it's not that the government is not aware of some of these issues and challenges. So government has tried to mitigate some of this as well, with several measures that they've taken, also reforms to address some of these structural infrastructure issues. So the government has launched multiple schemes to support the growth of the sector, and some of them are highlighted over here also in terms of the planned development of roads, railways, waterways, and a stronger logistic distribution network. And these are being driven through combination of various initiatives like a Bharatmala, Sagarmala, NLP, DFC, and the NIP part of it there. Out of which I think National Infrastructure Pipeline, which will run co-terminus with the yesterday's big mega announcement which had happened on the National Asset Monetization Program. That is something which, along with the implementation of logistics policy, the national logistic policy, will certainly help to create a fundamental shift, if I may say, in terms of how the India is perceived from a logistics standpoint there. And these initiatives will complement the optimistic sentiment as well, which is coming in the industry, with the increase in the e-commerce demand, as well as, there are many companies, especially in the IT, electronics, peripheral sector, which is kind of already preferred to set up their bases in India, expand their operations as well, in terms of their manufacturing base in South Asia, as part of a China Plus One strategy, or otherwise as well in terms of the rebalancing that they're looking at there.